Today is the day. It's episode 1. Yay. So, welcome to In the Corner with Josh. Just kidding. But you're inside the geoknittrix studio right now, and you're currently on your phone, tablet, computer, television, PlayStation, Xbox, Wii, any other sort of streaming platform, and you're watching the Geoknittrix Design Podcast. Actually, Geoknittrix Podcast. I meant to drop the designs part, but I argued with myself for about 5 minutes, pacing back and forth in this room to be like, what should it be? But anyway, welcome to Geoknittrix Podcast. It is episode 1, and I am Josh. I'm known as Sword of Knitter, S-W-O-R-D of a knitter, on almost every platform that a knitter like you, or a crafter like you, we are multi-craftual here, should be on. If you have not heard of Ravelry, get yourself off this, pause, and go. Anyway, I'm also on Instagram. Instagram is like my main hangout space because I love Instagram, because who doesn't like seeing pictures of like dogs, knitting, pretty yarns, pretty people, you know, things like that. Food? I don't know. Whatever else is on your Instagram. Children, I suppose. Things. Anyway, welcome. So, I have done a podcast before in the past, and I stopped doing it. I realized that the Sword of Knitter podcast, have a moment of silence for that, like 3 seconds, but it's okay, was not me anymore. I felt very disjointed from it, and I didn't feel like it was where I wanted to be. And so I ended up walking away from it, and there are other things going on too. There was like, I met my husband, I was working, and I was doing all these other things, and there was just a lot going on, and I couldn't do it. I moved. It was like, too much. So, I stopped. And I miss that. I miss it. I miss it so much that I'm doing it again. But I missed it. I missed the connection. I missed the talking. I missed the conversation that I had with people across the world, basically. I don't mean to be like, look at me. But I really did. I missed having this conversation of what I'm doing and showing off what I do. And like, I think a lot of it also comes from the fact that now that I'm like moved somewhere where there's more knitting events and knitting people and knitting things, I didn't have the need to share that anymore, which is wrong, but I didn't have that need anymore. So, I'm back, bitches. Just kidding. Also, warning on this podcast, this is a new Josh. I have decided to close the book that was Sword of Knitter, and we are starting with a new book called Geoknittrix, and the Geoknittrix podcast is brash, it's brazen, it's opinionated, it's colorful, it's sexy. It's anything you want it to be, and I'm stupidly nervous about doing this again. I was trying to amp myself up and get back into this, and I decided to do my podcast standing to like deal with this energy. But anyway, welcome back. If you have watched me before, you are now back. There's a new YouTube channel, maybe. I don't even know yet. I haven't even thought of that. I'm just recording, okay? So anyway, back to the story. I'm Josh. I am the designer behind Geoknittrix Designs. I design colorful things like this hat that I'm wearing. This hat is amazing. I didn't put on a hat on today because I didn't want to like do my hair, you know, problems. Anyway, this is the Rebel hat. And it can be found on Ravelry. It's garter stitch and colorful and like super comfy and slouchy, and you can pull it over your eyes if you're embarrassed about what you're talking about. But anyway, yes, I do have hair. See? Hair. I'm Josh, and you can find me under Sword of Knitter, S-W-O-R-D of a knitter, anywhere else, although I'm thinking of changing it to Geoknittrix, to be honest. I've been thinking about it for a bit. But anyway, long story short, to recap, I have decided that the Josh of the Sword Knitter podcast was not Josh of today, and it was a Josh that I don't feel a part of anymore. So I wanted to like close that, and I know it sounds super millennial bullshit, but welcome to the new Geoknittrix podcast. There is a language warning, there's all sorts of things, like who knows what's going to come out of my mouth next, like we don't even know. There's no script here, there's no editing, we don't even know what we're doing. And I say we because it's clearly speaking to me and my yarns. You know, it's great. Anyway, welcome friends, welcome to this podcast. I am glad to be back, and if you have noticed, I have 2-ish new things, more than that. I have a wedding ring. I'm married to my amazing husband Rob, who I met in 2016, and have not looked back. Maybe once. Just kidding. I also have a tattoo. That's new too. I'm wearing pink. That's not necessarily new. I have this cool hat. Also not necessarily new. But I'm in a new place, recording-wise. This is my design studio photos. Like, I'm standing where I take photos right now. And all sorts of things. But, welcome to my corner of the crazy internet, and I am glad to have you here, and I hope that I have not offended anyone who's watching, which is probably like 3 people, but yes, warning about the podcast. There will be color. There will be witty remarks. There will probably be stupid dad jokes at some point. There will probably be language. I mean, I've already said bullshit, for crying out loud. I'd probably say other words too, but like, I don't know. So like the new Josh here, I want to introduce myself as myself. I want to be myself. I want to be who I want to be. I don't want to have to be inhibited anymore, and I've had a lot go on in my life recently, and I'm okay with that. Like, it's a good thing. It is not a bad thing. So, I'm back. Different format, doing this way. So now we're going to jump into the knitting part. It's been 5 minutes of me ranting and being uncomfortable, but I'm comfortable now. So, welcome to the podcast, and I'm Josh. So, knitting. I have brought my basket of things, because this podcast is all about letting you see what is going on behind the design screen. And so I'm going to show you things that are works in progress. I don't have any finished objects this week. I've decided to like just start from this moment. I just walked in and was like, we are here. We're doing this. So what am I working on right now? I'm working on a few things. This basket of things. Basket of things. So in this basket I have magic, and in this basket I have stories. So we're gonna start with the first top thing, which is, as you can see, this is my skein of my sweater. But anyway, this is a lovely blue yarn that's amazing, and this is from Leading Man Fiber Arts. It's great. I love it. It's called Blue Steel, and that's like my 5th. So I have 5 skeins of it, and that's my 5th. It's E. Anyway, I am currently working on wrapping up the yoke of this sweater. That's the back. This is the front. Ta-da! So it's on a really small needle because Josh didn't want to switch needle sizes. And, but yeah. So that's kind of the idea. It's going to be great. I love the colors. It's super springy. It's super fun. It matches my hat. It matches my outfit. It's great. So that's all I can say. What I'm using right now is, so this is Hedgehog Fibers. It's one of the club colorways. I think it's called Siren, and it was exclusive to the club forever ago. I don't remember which day it came. But anyway, it is a club colorway. If you're looking for something comparable to it, Boombox, Crybaby, any other color you want, because I'm not telling you what colors to use. Anyway, this is also, this green here is from Easy Knitter, and it is his fidget base. John is a sweetheart, by the way. It is his fidget base, and it is the colorway Sour Balls. True facts. But yeah, so I'm knitting this. I've had many ups and downs with this sweater. Right now it is on a down, only because I have not been able to work on it. Sad face. But yeah, that's what I'm working on. To do. One thing. Moving on. Also, I talk fast. I'm sorry. I'm slightly nervous. I'm slightly giddy. I'm slightly who knows what. We'll just keep going, okay? This is another thing I'm working on, and this being this pile of things. Right now I'm using this Madeline Tosh colorway called Joshua Tree. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Green is my favorite color. Green, green, green. All the things have green so far. But anyway, this is a new design shawl that I'm working on, and I don't know what's happening with it yet, but things are happening with it. I'm kind of playing with a design concept I thought of and like shaping. But anyway, this is what I have so far. This is House of Alamode in their lumber sexual colorway, which is holy shit, beautiful. I'm sorry, language. Actually, I'm not gonna apologize for it. You know what? You don't like Josh, you can leave. But also, please don't leave. Like, it's okay. I will try to minimize language, but sometimes yarn just pulls things out of you, and you have to say them. I believe this. Okay, anyway, so this is what it looks like so far. There's some striping, some texture, and some garter stitch so far. Bam, bam, bam. Ta-da. Thank you, Light, for being right there. Anyway, ta-da. That's what I'm working on so far on that. It's something I've started in between other things and just to like palette cleanse, and I'm not working on right now because of this project. I have a deadline project for a awesome retreat that I'm going to in March in Williamsburg, Virginia. If you're always gonna love me. Anyway, which is bad. Anyway, if you are in the Williamsburg, Virginia area and want to come hang out with this craziness that is me, unabashedly, there is a retreat you can hang out with. It was hosted by Flying Needles Yarn Shop, something like that, and it's their inaugural retreat. I was asked last minute to step in as a teacher designer person, and I said yes. So that's what I'm doing. So right now I have this deadline to finish this project by the end of the month, and I am stressing the fuck out. Yes, I said the F word. I apologize. Again, it's mostly my nerves right now, and I'm trying to like relax. But welcome to Josh. Anyway, so I've been working on this design, and I talked to Susan is the shop owner's name, and I'm working with the 3 Irish girls. Great combos, lots of mind-melding magic happening, but I had a really rough week this last week, and even this week so far, of being too much in my head and too stressed about, I have things in my personal life that I don't want to talk about here. There are things that I'm working with the design crew, which I'll talk about here, and so I'm working on this design. Susan's like, hey Josh, we need this pattern, here's what I'm looking for, but you have free reign, which is great, because she was just like, these are some things I kind of want ticked off, but do what you need to. And I was like, thank you for letting me do creative freedom, and also letting me pick my yarn colors, because that is like a main thing. Pause, side table. If you are an amazingly incredible, beautiful indie yarn dyer, please let the designer pick out their colors. I speak as a designer to the indie yarn market, or even a yarn store, and any yarn situation. Let the designer choose their color palette, or from a list of palettes, because it's a lot of the times designs come from color. Like, I can design something that I'm like, this look great, and then like it has so much texture, and then I get the yarn, and the yarn doesn't match my design, and I have to readjust, and it's really frustrating. So, if you're an amazingly beautiful, handsome, gorgeous, sexy indie yarn person, let the designer pick out colors, or collaborate. That's what collaborations are for. Anyway, so Susan is like, I need you to do this. I was like, I can do that. And then I hit a wall. I had a massive meltdown. I was frantic. My energy was frantic. My husband was like, Rob was like, you need to sit down and breathe and calm down and come here. I'm going to hug you. I'm going to hold you. And I'm like, no! And he was like, yes, get over here. And I was like, okay. And so then what ended up happening is I was in my head too much. I kept swatching, I kept casting on, I kept switching needle sizes, I kept switching color order, I kept doing this, I kept doing that, and I was just like so in my head that I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. I couldn't speak. I couldn't relax. Designing should not be this crazy. It can be, but it should not be. So I took a breath, I sat, and I reflected. And I came up with this. I was like, you know what? Fine. Because everything I kept coming up with, I was like, this is too simple. This is too hard. This is too much work. This is too little work. This is not fast enough. This is too fast. It was too much. And I just need to breathe. So, if you're having a problem with a project, put it down. Walk away. Make a cup of tea. Go for a walk and get Mexican food. That's what I did. It works. But anyway, long story short, I've been having problems with this design, but I am good now. I had a mental breakdown. And I just want to be like fully honest with you. Like, this is a thing that happens. Every designer out there is going to tell you, hey, I had a breakdown. I had a meltdown. I don't want you to talk to me. Please stop bothering me. And you know what they need? They need you to love them, respect them, and that's about it. So, anyway, 3 Irish girls sent me this lovely yarn package I'm designing for this lovely retreat, which I don't remember if she has a title for the retreat, but it is from the Flying Needles Yarn Shop in Williamsburg, Virginia, presents 3 Irish girls in concert with another designer that I forgot. I'm so sorry. Your name is like Olive something. And Josh Rick-Strobinski. That's another thing that changed. My last name. Anyway. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to design. So I'm designing the exclusive shawl for the retreat. They wanted a shawl, and I was like, that's fine. I'm a king of shawl. Let's do this. Shawls, y'all. So, anyway, we have 3 colors. So they had color sets already picked out that they worked with the other designer that wasn't able to make it. So then they're like, we're sorry, you have to kind of, I'm like, it's fine. let's just get this over with, and like let's work on this. Like, not get this over with as like let's just get this over with, as much as like let's move on, let's do this so we can make this work. So color, these are the 3 colors, and they are like crazy beautiful. They remind me a lot of the Super Bowl logo that just happened here in Minneapolis. Oh, by the way, I'm from Minnesota. But anyway, so we have Maleficent, When Doves Cry, and this random fuzzball that shall not be named, and Dayglow. And these are the colors that I'm using at the retreat. There are like 3 other color sets, there's 4 total, and you can get them with the yarn. This pattern will be exclusive to the Flying Needles until September of 2018, and the yarn kits and everything will be it. If you come to the retreat, you get a free copy of the pattern. You can have me sign it, and you can pick up this awesome yarn kit. There's 4 of them from the 3 Irish Girls using their Adorn Luxe base, which is so squishy. So squishy, I could die. Anyway, this is what it looks like. You guys are going to get a reveal of where I'm at so far. And I'm doing, ta-da! It's colorful, it's crazy, it's simple, but like effective as hell. So, ta-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'll just give you some background music, because I don't know. Anyway, this, my friends, is an unnamed design so far, but it's incorporating this really cool, like using, so it's going really fast. I started this Wednesday, and I didn't get to work on it very much yesterday because of dealing with life things, such as passport renewal. Anyway, we won't go there because Josh was hangry, and he almost lost his temper at the DMV. Like, almost did, but he was good. Anyway, so it's using some short rows. There's an I-cord edge, an I-cord cast on, and then like there's this really cool, so the retreat is happening basically at the end of winter, beginning of spring. So I wanted to incorporate this idea that here in Minnesota, we have spring and fall jackets for a reason, because you don't know what weather you're going to get while you're out and about. So the idea is that you have a jacket that is simultaneously warm enough and cool enough, depending on where the weather is. So the idea of this is to have, you have double yarn to add some warmth, but then you have like a single yarn strand to really lighten up the fabric, give some drape, but also like ventilate so you don't overheat, which is kind of what I'm doing right now wearing this hat. I'm kind of regretting my life choices, but it is okay. I'm pretty. So anyway, this is where it's going, and right now I'm moving into like the second half of the shawl, and the second half is going to change up a bit. Instead of having these 3 color stripes, bloom, 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 it'll be 5. Oh my god, 5 straps. Yep, 5. But it's going to really be really pretty. I really like the way the colors are turning out. There wasn't enough contrast between the gray and the blue as much as I would like there to be, so I tried to make it like play together, and I love it. It's so soothing to knit. It's exactly what my mental state needs right now. And Susan asked me to like do an intermediate knitter pattern, which I was like, the fuck. I don't know about you, but I don't define myself by such minimal titles as beginner, intermediate, advanced, expert, blah, blah, blah. No, I just like, if you want to knit, you can knit it. You can do it. And you can do anything you want. So I was stressing about, like, is this pattern not difficult enough? Is it too difficult? And Rob was like, stop. Josh, I love you. Stop. Just do what you want. Like, I know you won't be happy unless you do what you want. And I was like, thanks, babe. You're amazing. You know me, like, inside and out. It's crazy. What? Are we married? We are. Okay. And then I just stopped. See? We're beautiful that way. But anyway, that's what I'm working on. It is unnamed. It will probably be done by the next time I podcast. I don't even know. But that is basically my works in progress. I'm apologizing profusely for the rambling craziness of this podcast, but the energy is so great. You can't resist it. Maybe you can. Anyway, today I'm drinking water, in case you're wondering, but it's in my fancy pants mug. That's what it says. Fancy pants and a mustache. Anyway, thank you for putting up with my crazy for about 20 minutes. This is about exactly where I wanted to end the podcast. But welcome to the geoknittrix podcast. This will be the first of a new chapter, and I'm excited. I'm excited that this energy is great. I'm glad to be like fully open. I hope you like it. If you have watched this to the end, please reach out. Tell me what you think. See if you liked it. Tell me if you're like, good God, you're awful. I'm okay with that. Because you know what? Doesn't bother me anyway. No, it does. But like, so please don't be mean. But please be, what's the word I'm looking for? Please be critical without being a, I'm not going to finish that. Please be critical without being a complete jerk, because people on the internet are jerky enough at times, but I have met some beautiful, gorgeous people on the internet, like true souls of immense virtue and happiness and love and amazingness. I love my people, and they are the reason, they are my family. You guys are my family. So, welcome to the Geoknittrix podcast. The Geoknittrix podcast is for you as a geo-knitter to know what's going on in the podcast world, or not the podcast world, the life of Josh. But also like what's going on in the design factor. I did just finish, there is a finished object that I can't show you this week, but it is my upcoming mystery knit along that is unnamed yet, but it is done, and I wish I could show you because I'm super excited about it. I have some confidants that I'm like, what do you think about this? And they're like, ah! And I was like, thank you. That's what I needed. Or they're like, I think you need to like oomph it up a bit. And I was like, I thought so too. Thank you for that note. But anyway, thank you for watching. Now we're at 22 minutes. We're great. I hope you have a great day. Put a smile on your face, and I hope that you would do something colorful and that you be unashamedly you. Truly, unashamedly you. I love you, and I can't wait to see you again. My friends. Have a great day. Pause.